The world that will shed a tear to see his face. So beat an infant, it's just around the corner in the English Civil.
The English Civil War was the birthplace of many modern-day radical views that had been building up since the medieval times and the time of John Bull and John Wycliffe. Religious movements such as the Methodists, Quakers and Puritans found their origins in the English Civil War, along with political ideologies such as communism, anarchism and socialism. Here's just a few of the opposing factions. Which one would you join? The Royalists. King Charles was put on the throne by God, and he is not subject to earthly authority. He is not subject to the will of his own people, and any attempt to question his absolute authority is to question God. So heresy. Charles must be maintained in power, and the property and status of all the lords he created kept in place too. If keeping control of the country means encouraging foreign countries such as Scotland, Ireland, Holland and France to invade England, it's not treason, it's his right to do so. England has long had the Magna Carta and the idea of rule through Parliament. However, Scotland believes in the divine right of kings, absolute royal power. The English system is wrong. Charles's Queen is Catholic, and so is one of his sons, and among his strongest supporters are the Catholic lords. He believes in religious tolerance for his loyal subjects, but not for his disloyal ones, such as the Confederates in Ireland. The Presbyterians. You were the dominant force in the Houses of Parliament before the Civil War began, and then again during the Rump Parliament. The Independents accuse you of corruption. You are suspicious of the New Model Army and wish to appease the king and come to an amicable peace. However, if he refuses to convert to Presbyterianism, he must go. You see your solace across the border in Presbyterian Scotland. You support all the Scottish invasions into England and would like to see them unify the whole country under Presbyterianism. You will even deal with Charles II to achieve this, as long as he converts to Presbyterianism first.
The starving copyholder nor the unpaid soldier will not wait for the firmament to split and shine God's beam on us, Oliver. We must make our own light shine. On the king, on the parliament of thieves, and on property. Property? Land should be a common treasury. Let every man have a share of it, and there will be no starving. Men will feed themselves.
Where's that land to come from, Thomas?
Must be taken from those who have too much.
The Levellers. All people should be equal. The wealth of the rich should be taken from them and all people given an equal share. The right to own property should be abolished. The country should be ruled by a democratic parliament with universal suffrage and all people equal in the eyes of the law. Human rights must be respected and religious tolerance adopted. The best way to achieve this is by a military coup, by the Leveller regiments in a new model army. If Cromwell becomes a tyrant, you must assassinate him. The Ranters. Like the Quakers, you believe in the inner spirit and accept no authority. You believe anyone who accepts this is bound by no earthly laws and are free to do anything. God is pantheistic and in everything. Alcohol, free sex, drugs. People shouldn't live life obsessed with the afterlife, but live it to the full now. You will ride up and down the countryside, running hellfire and damnation preachers out of town, and preaching universal love instead.
On whose authority do you come to take away a king? It's a very good authority.
The Independents. The tyrant Charles I must be overthrown by any means necessary, tried and executed as a traitor. You support the creation of the new model army. This is a way to win the war. Not a Presbyterian alliance with Scotland, and the new model army will give England the power to resist Scotland after the war. You're morally outraged at the licentiousness and corruption of the world and want to pass laws to impose piety and a strong moral code. You will tolerate moderate religions. However, groups such as the Levellers, Diggers, Ranters, Quakers and Fifth Monarchists are beyond saving. The government should be honest, and if that means making Cromwell king, so be it. The Fifth Monarchists. You believe it's the dawning of a new golden age. Soon Christ's kingdom on earth will come. It will be brought in by a society of saints marching across Europe. However, at the moment the country is too corrupt. Your job is to convert powerful people and win parliamentary elections. If this fails, organise a military coup to gain control of the country and make it fit as a land for saints. Your main support comes from tradesmen and some of the army. You control several seats of parliament and are strongly anti-Cromwellian.
Your freedom to uphold, seen cavaliers of old, to kill you if they could, and rights from you to hold. Stand up now, diggers all.
The Diggers. The Levellers are mostly middle-class agitators and soldiers in the new model army. They talk a lot and do little. You are peasants at the bottom rung of society and have nothing. Land ownership has robbed every Englishman of his birthright. All land is common property and no one has the right to own it. Enough with the talking. The diggers will simply move onto the land and begin farming it on a collective basis all over the country. You believe the world is sinful and soon the final judgment will come. However, those who live puritanical lives will be spared. The Quakers. You believe in the inner light and reject priests and scripture. You don't like the corruption of the world. You refuse to take public oaths or pay tax. You hate organised churches and disrupt their services. Sometimes you go into rapture and often walk around town and countryside wearing no clothes. You accept no authority. Whenever you meet a lord or a nobleman, you use insulting terms of address to them. This video has been brought to you by History Planet. To read the printed version of this article and see many other great ones, please visit the website.
Well, 400 honest men who ran to Cromwell's call. 400 honest men who waited by the wall. We are 400 honest men, nothing have begun. There's 3 more Johnnies in the town, tomorrow he'll be shot.